Howdy, folks. Welcome to episode 52 of the Turner's Digest. My name's Alex, otherwise known as For the Z, and as always, we'll start with our disclaimer. I'm not a financial or tax advisor. This is not financial or tax advice. This is for entertainment purposes only, but please enjoy. As always, we'll start off with our Patreon shoutouts. As always, there's a Patreon if you would like to support, patreon.com/Turner's Digest. Subscription start at just $1. You can access the Discord through there as well if you're interested. Definitely getting more lively now. People are starting to use the introductions channel to get to know one another. Good questions getting posted in there. I post some deals in there that I don't want to share on Patreon just to not be too noisy. Like if you really care about pepper deals, I mean, you can just also look at Dr. Credit, but I post some stuff in there that are interesting. But shout out to Kung Fuhrer, Cleed, Dion, Erica, and Shuhui for the Cleed tier. And welcome to Michael, Jesse, Cindy, Harrison, Jason, and Andy. Welcome to the Patreon, y'all. I don't think I have any other admin stuff to go over. I think we'll just dive right in here. To start, Dr. Credit shared on the 10th of October. It's been a little bit for this stuff. But there are some money market funds that track the treasury, like S-Govs and stuff like that. Those are exempt from state taxes, but not federal taxes. Obviously, as the disclaimer says, this is not tax advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not tax advice. But as far as I know, those should not be taxed for state taxes, just federal taxes. I think I forget the name of the one that I use. Let me see if I can find it. I have funds in USFR, which is the Wisdom Tree Floating Rate Treasury Fund. It basically pays out at whatever the treasury fund is at. So the 30-day yield is 4.75% right now. So I use that for cash-like investments that are good short-term. I specifically invest my Robinhood Gold free margin, the $1,000 margin I use by buying that, and then allegedly that's state tax free, and Dr. Craig did a nice write-up on how exactly to go about doing that. Obviously consult your tax advisor, but it's nice to see a little post to it, and you can read through the comments too. There's some good discussion in there as well. Next, we have the FTC finalizes its new click to cancel rule. I thought this was going to be a lot better news than I thought, so this is a tweet that I saw, but I think Dr. Craig also shared this. FTC finalizes its new click-to-cancel rule. Subscription services, including gym memberships, will be required to offer one click-to-cancel with new rule. Rule takes effect in 30 days after being published. After reading, I think it was an article in the Wall Street Journal, I think, this actually isn't great because the rule that the FTC put forth states that if the terms and conditions says when you sign up that when you sign up, if the terms and conditions state that you have to go through a certain flow to cancel, like you have to call, then that the new FTC rule is null and void. So they can all just put in their terms and conditions, hey, you are required to call to cancel, and since you agreed to that, you're agreeing to their terms and conditions. You're agreeing to not follow this click to cancel rule. Kind of sad considering I think that this kind of nonsense is rampant and would be really nice for there to be a rule about, but I guess today is not the day. Next, there's a post on our credit cards called Found the Most Toxic Credit Card, G-Bank Card. Quoting the user, watch me poop today. Nice. Credit card designed for gaming and sports fans everywhere. The G-Bank Visa Signature Card allows you to send funds directly to your wagering account. Unlike many other credit cards, the G-Bank Visa Signature Card treats gaming transactions as purchases instead of cash advances, saving the cardholder up to 3% on gaming and wagering transactions. This lets you get 1% cash back on gambling and has a variable interest rate of 28.49%. I cannot feel good about this whatsoever. Some people rightly call out, like Massive Government 78 says, might be good for turning online gambling promotions if you're careful, which would be interesting. If this is giving you 1% cash back on funding your gambling accounts, you could sign up for a gambling account, make those $1,000 bets, do the arbitrage of bet against. You get like a matched $1,000 bet, so you can bet your 1,000 on one side, bet the other 1,000 on another side, and come out even. And even with that, come out with the 1% cash back in your initial investment. So interesting. I wonder what this card looks like. It is the blandest card I've ever seen. It's just a white card with a logo. Sick. Why do companies do this? All right, moving on. Next, we have the HSBC Premier Card is going from $0 annual fee to $95 annual fee. This was shared by Ollie on the Churners on our churning subreddit. They just said, I doubt many people have it, but the HSBC Premier Card is going from $0 annual fee to $95 annual fee, according to an email that I received today. I think my dad has this card, and I don't know why he has it, but I think it's one of his larger credit limits. I should actually reach out to him and ask him if he does and tell him that the fee is being raised. I mean, it sucks changing a card from 0 fee to 95 fee. What does this card even offer? Why are they now increasing it to $75? Search Google. Let's see. Receive up to $60. By using your Premier credit card, you can take advantage of benefits worth over $1,200 in the first year and $600 in the thereafter. 3% on gas and groceries, 2% on travel, when everything else. $50,000 welcome bonus for spending $4,000. I mean, nothing crazy. The way that this card is structured right now, it doesn't seem like it needs a fee. But I'm so glad that they're now just increasing that after the fact. Cool. Next, we have a targeted Prime Visa card. So the Chase Prime Visa is giving targeted 5% cash back on grocery, gas, and restaurants from October 1st to the end of the year, up to $1,000 in spend. You can go to chase.com/mybonus to see if you're eligible. Mine was eligible. I don't use the card a lot, like barely use it. But with this 5X for restaurants, I'm going to use it, or I have been using it. I'm realizing that I'm probably getting close to my Redstone Federal Credit Union's, I think, $7,000 limit per year on restaurants. I pay for, whenever we go out with friends, I normally put my card down and then just Venmo back. So my restaurant spend's kind of inflated, and we'll be able to see that in my end of year spend analysis come like January time to see if things have changed year to year since 2023 and 2022. But this is a nice little adder that I can help supplement it. It's also a nice card to carry around. I have the Whole Foods version, so it's just cool. But definitely check to see if you're targeted, if you don't have a 5% gas card or 5% grocery card or 5% restaurant card, or you just want a card that you can put down in for everything for $1,000 in spend. Take a look, see if you're targeted. Next, Dr. Credit reports that Hyatt and Peloton partner earning points on workouts during stays. So during stays, you can earn $100 per workout. Workouts must be over 20 minutes, and you can get a max of 1,000 points per month. I mean, cool if you have a Peloton membership and you often do Peloton workouts during your Hyatt stays. It would be cool to get some extra points. Dr. Credit says, unfortunately, no details have been released on what it actually looks like, but could be good for some easy points. Yeah, I mean, I don't Peloton, but I'm sure some people might find this useful. Next is a little bit of not really a deep dive, but a nice find that I found scouring through some Dr. Credit comments. So I've been talking about for a little while that I have a whole bunch of American Express points that are kind of just sitting around in my American Express Platinum card. And I don't plan on holding the card for forever. Definitely not past annual fee. I do plan on the fee eating up as many credits as I can before canceling the card because they don't claw them back. But I had about 300,000 points, membership rewards points, just sitting in my account. And I don't want to have to do the mental gymnastics of trying to get the best rate on those points. I kind of just want to go for 1 cent per point. So I was considering just cashing out at 0.8 cents per point, which the American Express checking account lets you do, just for peace of mind and not having to worry about it. And then on Tuesday, October 15th, Miles Earnenburn shared that Apple gift cards purchased via membership rewards points are targeted with a boosted redemption rate of 94.12 points per dollar, which is 0.94 cents per point, or 1.062 cents per point. And then I was like, oh, so I can actually get a little bit more than 1 cent per point, but I'll be stuck with Apple gift cards. And I'm like, well, where can I liquidate Apple gift cards? I can liquidate them via gift card sales or gift card exchanges. But I signed up for one, I forget who it was, but they were closed for like a Jewish holiday and they never got back to me. and I was kind of impatient. And then I was reading through the Dr. Credit comments on, what even page is this? On that Apple gift card targeted deal. And someone shared that American Express points are hard to cash out for more than one separate point. Occasionally you see discount gift cards such as promos above. One of the better options I saw earlier this year was converting points to JetBlue miles, which I would have done if I didn't already have a lot of JetBlue miles. Someone replied and said, you can create a dummy booking on American Express travel using points. You have to cancel the reservation before 24 hours, and you'll get the membership rewards points back as a statement credit of 1 cent per point. According to American Express terms, this is perfectly fine. I've done it before to cash out 300,000 membership reward points. And I was like, whoa, really? Someone replied, very interesting data point. I assume you don't go wild with this or risk problems. I don't think it's hard to believe this. Where'd my voice go? Hold on. That was weird. It's back. This applies to any airline booking. I thought the tickets were non-refundable, or do you have to make a refundable fare for this? The original poster replied, I don't believe this runs any risk, as American Express themselves make it a point that if you cancel a booking made with points, you'll get membership points as a statement credit. You have to make a reservation on American Express travel portal site, not with the airline. Make that reservation and make sure that it says 100% refundable before 24 hours. From there, you can immediately cancel the reservation, and the statement credit should appear after a few days. So I did a little research, and I looked at American Express's terms and conditions, and they do in fact state, where are the FAQ? Can I cancel a trip that I booked can I cancel a trip that I booked using my membership rewards points? Yes. If you cancel your booking, you'll receive a statement credit on your credit card. To have the membership rewards points refunded to your account, you can contact American Express. So I was like, okay, their terms and conditions explicitly state that you will get it refunded as a statement credit, not as membership reward points. And you can call to get that, but I don't want that. I just want to cash out. So I went in and I booked a dummy flight. I just was looking for one that was expensive. So I did Boston to Australia because I knew that would be pretty expensive. And it came out to 274,771 membership rewards points. Those are converted at 1 cent per point rate. And the way that American Express travel works is kind of weird. I've never used it before, at least while booking for points. So when you do it, the charge shows up in your transactions as a purchase. Like it shows $2,774 that I purchased it with Qatar Airways. And then a few days later, a credit post for that exact amount. It says points for American Express travel. So what happens is eventually the actual charge on your credit transactions disappears, but then the redemption remains. So all I did before I got the redemption, obviously, I booked the purchase. I made sure it said refundable. It says pretty clearly refundable within 24 hours. And from what I saw, all of the flights said refundable within 24 hours. So I made the purchase. I waited an hour just to, give it some time. It says 24 hours. So I figured I'd not do it immediately. I went into my American Express portal. I went to my trips and I just clicked cancel. And it said, do you want to cancel? And I said, yes. And it canceled it. And then the credit showed up in my credit report, my credit transactions for the exact amount of the charge. Under my membership rewards points transactions or activity, it shows my deduction for the points for American Express travel. And then I got the credit for 1 separate point. So if anyone's looking for an easy way to cash out membership rewards points for at least 1 separate point, this seems like a pretty great way. It's confirmed by the FAQs that this is allowed. Obviously, I wouldn't do this like multiple times, but I don't really care about my American Express Platinum. And I think that I can easily justifiably say that I was planning a trip and then it wound up falling through and I had to cancel it, or I made a mistake or whatever. It didn't even ask me why I was canceling it. So I think it's a pretty viable way of cashing out American Express points. Shout out to that user on Dr. Credit that shared that. What the heck was their name? I should find that. They were by the name of Mauricio. Thank you very much, Mauricio. You saved me a lot of headache. All right, next we have a Reddit post by a user Freshies00. Barclays Hawaiian Airlines credit card will go away, says head of Alaskan loyalty. This is after they announced their whole merger with, who the hell was it? Hawaiian and Alaska. So the Barclays card is going to be gone. I think American Airlines is the one that issues the Hawaiian card. Yeah, Dr. Credit also reported on this. Let me just read some actual reports. With the Alaskan Airlines acquisition of Hawaiian Airlines, there has been some recent uncertainty on what would happen to the Hawaiian Airlines credit cards. Sales Brett Catlin. What? VFTW got the opportunity to talk to Alaska's Vice President of Loyalty, Alliances, and Sales, Brett Catlin, gotcha, about the plan for these credit cards, and it is as follows. They will keep the two separate card issuers, Barclays and Hawaiian, and Bank of America for Alaskan Airlines, until the two programs merge in a single loyalty program. This is intended to happen pretty quickly, which is the announcement that I'm saying was shared on Reddit. Bank of America will purchase the back books from Barclay, and those card holders will be transitioned over to the Bank of America Alaska cards. There is, quote, no immediacy for that to transition, and it will, quote, happen over a period of time. And there's also rumored for a premium Alaskan Airlines card in the future. There is also that Cleat, I believe, opened up. There is a Bank of Hawaii card that has a Hawaiian Airlines partnership that is also issued and managed by Barclays. This card is only available to residents of Hawaii, and it's unclear what will happen to this card as Bank of America doesn't have any branches in Hawaii. So I'm curious to see if that'll remain or if that will also get shut down. All right. Next, I went a little bit out of order, so let me jump back here. I received an email from SoFi. For those of you who have a SoFi credit card, I don't know if you know this, but I didn't really know this until it's gone now. But there was apparently a offer where if you have 12 consecutive one-time payments, you get a 1% APR reduction on your credit card. Apparently that's stopping or being phased out in December 3rd. If you're receiving the 1% APR reduction, your rate will go back to the standard APR. If you haven't been receiving a reduction, your APR won't change, but this offer won't be available to you in the future. We understand that changes like this can be unexpected, and we're here if you need us. If you have any questions, please give us a call. Sad to see. I'm sure someone out there was using this benefit. I'm sure not enough people were using it. It was probably a pain for them to maintain that IT, be able to track it for 12 months. If something happens, they have to go in and fix it. So it's a lot simpler for them to just get rid of it. Next, there was a new email from US Bank about the 4% Smartly Signature Visa. In it, it says there's no mention of spending cap. This is from user YadaBit42 on Reddit. There's no annual fee. There's a 3% foreign transaction fee. There's no cash back when funding certain prepaid credit card products, which is pretty standard. Cash back can only be deposited into U.S. bank account. Other redemptions, such as statement credits and gift cards, may be at a reduced redemption rate, starting at 2% cash back, and then the tiers, as we already know. Tiers are determined by greater time of the past 90-day average balance since account opening, and U.S. Bank relationship includes banking deposit products as well as trust and brokerages. That seems pretty on par with what we heard before, as well as the Bank of America Preferred Rewards program, where it's the rolling 90-day qualifying period. So I figured I'd call that out. Next, I shared this previously, but there is a new MasterCard benefit for certain states. Let me see if I can get the link to that again. Yep, I found it. There's a MasterCard benefit for if you spend $10 or more and tap to pay transactions on certain public transits, including Boston, D.C., New York, Chicago, Miami, Dallas, and Philadelphia. Actually, no New York. That's kind of crazy. If you spend $10, you get $250 as a statement credit onto your account. So I was curious how that would work. So, I mean, that's a great deal. That's 25% off transit, and I use public transit pretty frequently. So I made $10 worth of purchases. $240 each is the cost to get on the T in Boston, which is their public transit. So I think I made 3 purchases, then maybe a bus purchase, which was $1.70. And a few days later, a transaction for MasterCard Transit offer Credit New York posted to my account for $2.50. You can only get one per month, so I have 2 City Custom Cash cards I'm going to be using every month to hit that. But it's a nice benefit. And then in the same vein of public transit, I have an American Express offer for specifically for Boston for the MBTA, where if you spend $2 or more on purchases, you get $2 back up to $10. So my plan is to use this one expires, I think, at the end of the year. So I'm going to use the MasterCard benefit up, and then I'm going to use the American Express offer, I think, or vice versa. I'm going to try and maximize it as much as I can. I'll probably use the MasterCard one up until December. And then if I still haven't used the American Express one, I'll just start using my American Express card to get the $2 off for free. It's nice. I mean, I actually really like the public transit in Boston. It can be slow, but it's pretty much always reliable. I mean, maybe it's late, but it'll always show up. And the buses are actually great. They run until like 1 a.m, 2 a.m, which, I mean, that might not seem that great, but that's all I need it for. And it's nice to have the option. Next, Capital One has rebranded their Saver One credit card to just the Saver Cash Rewards. The Saver One is now Saver. I shared this on Dr. Credit, but of course they did not credit me in the post that they shared about it. Let's see, when did I share this? Damn, the contact us on Dr. Credit, contact us page is like a cesspool, and it has a lot of posts in here. Also, Dr. Credit used to let you search for users in comments via the search, but from what I see, it doesn't work that way anymore. They just search within the actual body of the comment, which is annoying because I try and search for my name very frequently just to quickly pull up stuff that I posted. Here it is. On October 22nd, I shared what I'm reading now. Saver One is now Saver. New $250 sign-up bonus with a $500 spend instead of the $200. You get 8% on Capital One Entertainment, which is like their portal for entertainment. 5% on hotels and cars on the portal, and the rest seem the same. And then Dr. Credit on the same day shared what I just shared. Capital One is rebranding Capital One Saver One Cash Rewards card to the Capital One Saver Cash Rewards. This is particularly confusing as Capital One used to offer a card called Capital One Saver Cash Rewards, and this legacy card earns 4% on dining. The rebrand Saver One Cash Rewards card, now called Saver Cash Rewards card, will continue to offer no annual fee, 3% on dining, and has a limited time bonus of $250. By trying to simplify the lineup, Capital One has made this even more confusing. I think it's not. It's more confusing for those who have like this advanced knowledge, like Dr. Credit, those that read Dr. Credit. To just a regular consumer, they don't know that there used to be a grandfathered card that earns better, that is the same name. As far as they know, they just have a Saver card. They don't really care that it's Saver One or now it's Saver. It is kind of a weird rebrand because there really isn't anything going on. But I'm curious to see if I can get approved for this card. And people have been posting pictures of this new Saver card in person, and apparently it looks pretty nice. And the pictures I've seen in person does look pretty nice. Seeing it on their website, it doesn't seem too inspiring, but in person, it seems like it has a nice gleam to it, if you will. Next, in Chase World, there's a rumor that Chase has a business quote Palm card that's coming to launch in 2025 with a $150,000 sign-up bonus and a $700 annual fee, obviously directly competing against the American Express Platinum. There's a 150,000 point sign-up bonus when you spend $15,000. Like I said, to compete with the American Express Platinum and be the business version of the Sapphire Reserve. Different to how Capital One does it, because their Venture X and the Venture X business, it says essentially the same card, just with the higher sign-up bonus. Benefits include a $400 travel credit, an annual fee of around $700, new color scheme, navy blue and gold, part of the project Emerald, Halo, and Palm, which is like a longer-term project by Chase for some new credit portfolios, and slated for a March 2025 rollout. That's all we have. The rumor was provided by a person who has shared accurate rumors in the past, but there's always no guarantees. Next, Goldman Sachs has been fined over poor handling of Apple Card disputes. Looking at the article by 9 to 5 Mac, this is a CFPB fine that comes as Goldman Sachs continues to search for an exit for its Apple Card partnership after billions of dollars in losses. The exact amount of the fine is unclear. The report says that it is expected to be north of $50 million. I mean, it's always nice to fight for the consumer if they are truly being handled poorly. Next, JAL launches a new credit card with FMBL. So JAL is Japanese Airlines, I believe. And they have 2 tiers, the basic and premium. The details are as follows. Annual fee is waived for the first year, a $35 fee for the basic tier, an $85 fee for the premium tier. Sign-up bonuses are 5,000 bonus miles after 3,000 spend for basic and premier, an additional 5,000 bonus miles when you spend an additional $2,000 within 3 months. That's only for the premier card. The card earns 2x on all JAL purchases for premium, and all of the spend at half x for basic and 1x for premium. There's no foreign transaction fees. 5,000 bonus miles when you book your first JAL flight, only first time use, even if you applied for a second card. 10% sector bonus miles for every flight. 5% discount at HND and NRT duty free. 10% discount at JAL in-flight. I'm not reading all this. It's issued by FMBL. It doesn't really look worth it unless you fly JAL a lot, but it's better than what was previously offered according to Dr. Credit. I don't see this being very valuable. Obviously, I'd love to have a credit card image for this, but it's funny seeing the image. It's JAL, which I think is Japanese Airlines. Yeah, it's on the little plane there. The picture of the card has an American flag on it, which I think is so American. Next, we have something that might be of use to y'all. There's a Patreon class action lawsuit that's out right now. There's alleged Patreon disclosed its users' identities and video viewing preferences without consent in violation of federal law. Patreon has denied any wrongdoing but agreed to pay $7.25 million in a class action settlement. This is specifically for users. To be eligible, users must have had a Patreon account and access videos on patreon.com while you had a Facebook account between April 1st, 2016 and April 23rd, 2024. You're eligible to participate in this class action. I thought this is only eligible for those that had Facebook attached to your Patreon account. Let me go through the class action and see what the actual claim is for. All right, I'm back. I'm glad I did that. I filled that out. So it turns out you just need to have a Facebook account. You don't have to have at some point linked it to your Patreon. You also needed to receive a settlement email. I received it on October 31st, 3 days ago, even though the settlement came out on October 23rd. It went to my spam, so it's from Stark versus Patreon settlement. Well, that's the subject line. It's from no reply at patreonsettlement.com. I got a unique ID and a PIN. It didn't seem like there was one to generate one on the actual settlement site. All you needed to do was just give them a link to your Facebook account, and they'll do the rest. So if you had a Facebook account and you're subscribed to Patreon during that time and you access videos, you should have received an email and you can sign up for this. The settlement is estimated to be between $35 and $175 per claimant. So, I mean, hey, you can get some more free, technically, kind of, if you think about it, free subscription to this Patreon if you sign up for the settlement. Always appreciate all the support. Next, getting back to my tabs here, I filed a dispute with Citi, which is going to be an interesting one. So I recently went to a concert at MGM Boston. I saw the band Coin, C-O-I-N. I suggest giving them a listen. They're really great live. They're kind of like chill, melodic, alternative pop. They sing Talk Too Much, but I don't like that song. So when I bought the tickets on Ticketmaster, there was an option to go to the Truly Terrace, which is like a ticketed rooftop at MGM Boston. I was like, sure, why not? The tickets were like $100. We had like seats up top. It's nice to be able to sit down and not in the pit. I'm not young anymore. But I was like, oh, we can go a little early, hang out on the rooftop, not thinking it would be freezing cold. It was really cold. But we get there and we go to the terrace and no one checks for our tickets. Like you didn't have to buy tickets. It's free entry. So I'm like, screw this. I'm filing a dispute. I go to my Citi card, which I purchased it on back in like July, and I filed the dispute. But it turns out I made the purchase through Curve, so my Curve card. And from what I remember, you're supposed to dispute through Curve because the charge went to Curve, and then Citi made a purchase with Curve, if that makes sense. Like it's a pass through, like it's PayPal. If you make a purchase on a card, you're supposed to transact, and through PayPal, you're supposed to dispute with PayPal. But Curve's now gone in the United States, and the card's closed. So like, I can't dispute with them. So I filed a dispute with Citi. It was only $50. The tickets were $25 each, and I went with a friend. But it was like really annoying. Like they charge you for something that's not ticketed. Like we went up to the door. He's like, "Hi." I'm like, "Hi, I have 2 tickets to the terrace." And he's like, "Oh yeah, just go right in. You don't need it. No, just go right in. No problem." I also felt really bad for the bartender up there because he had no heat lamp and was just like in a pretty light sweater, and it was like 40 degrees in the Boston winter on a rooftop by the ocean. That poor guy. All right, that's enough on that. I'll keep an update if I get something back from Citi on that. I'm really curious to see what they do because Curve's no longer in business, so I don't know who the hell they're mailing something to if they're contacting Curve. Next, Atlantic Union Bank is acquiring Sandy Spring Bank for $1.6 billion. They both have offered bank bonuses in the past, so we'll see if things get better or worse now that they're coming together. Someone in the comments said that Sandy Spring Bank is the only bank they've ever complained to the CFPB about. I guess maybe it's a good thing they're being gobbled up so they can stop having bad practices. But it's tough to see when 2 banks who offered sign-on bonuses come together because now there's less avenues to do that sign-on bonus. Next, there is a great post about Chase credit rules. This is by user Garrett G on Reddit. This is the Chase Sapphire FYIs. This is a big list of 45 FYIs that are just really great if you're curious about the application rules. This is literally everything you need to know ever about applying for a Chase Sapphire card. It's a good read if you're interested or bored. Next, Amazon Prime sent an email out. This is reported by Dr. Credit that members can link the Earnify account and get 10 cents off per gallon at BP, Amoco, and AM PM. I don't ever get gas at any of those places. Also not great if the gas at those gas stations in your area are expensive, but if they're not, it's a nice little benefit. Next, a user on our training as well as Dr. Credit shared that the user on Reddit is the one that read it from first was Ms. Tuftsy. And then Dr. Credit also reported on it that Chase partners with DoorDash. Their partnership has changed a little bit. And this is an update from the 24th that, just to clarify further, the new $5 credit starting February 2025 is a promo, meaning you can't stack the credit month to month with other promos. So previously, I think it was like a coupon that you could apply to checkouts, but now it's a credit that's like a promo that comes up. So you only can apply 1 promo per account, which is removing some, I guess, arbitrage or loopholes, if you will, that were possible in the past. Next, I got an email from Evolve saying that I should, remember Evolve with Juno? They're still going through their payout process. In the Juno app, I've got a new phone like last month, and I went into the Juno app for some reason because I was bored, and they asked me for a bank account to pay out my funds that are sitting there. So I have like $4,000 that are just sitting in limbo with Juno, and they asked me for a bank account to send those funds to if and when payouts come. I have a feeling they are going to come. They're kind of working out. I haven't really kept good pulse on what's going on there. It's just too much, to be quite honest with you. I'm just hoping to get something out of it. And I know a lot of people have a lot of funds locked up there, so hopefully something gets paid out. But if you're impacted, log into your Juno account. You're able to give them a bank account to send your funds to if and when they pay out. Let's keep an eye on that. Next is an update on my CFPB complaint against Upgrade. I called them and they said that they mailed out my check again for the second time on October 14th. And lo and behold, last week I received it. It was actually a handwritten letter and check from Cross River Bank, which is Upgrade's issuing bank, for $400. So I deposited that, and there's my cash back. Super shout out to Boss Car for recommending doing that. I would have never thought of it. And they decided to give me the money. So shout out to Boss Car and shout out to Cross River Bank. Next, I have an account with Genesis Credit Union, which offers 6.75% APY on $7,500 if you have 12 no, 10 debit transactions per month. They have to be $5 or more. I've learned that Cash App loads work for that. So I just load every month 10 times in $5 increments. I do like 5.01 cents 10 times, and then it gives me my 6.75% cash back, or 6.75% APY. I got an email from Genesis fully throwing Plaid under the bus, which I thought was hilarious. If you don't know what Plaid is like a bank account linking platform. They sent an email saying, mobile banking update for Plaid users. We're aware of an issue with third-party apps utilizing Plaid are not working with our latest mobile banking app launched earlier this week. For those of you who don't know, Genesis, I don't know if it's still the same on their website, but they had one of the weirdest like online bankings I've ever seen. It's homegrown. They've changed it now. I think it's made with React now, which is nice. But previously, there was like a page just for your username, and then you'd have to go to a next page to see password, which is just a weird flow. Now it's username and password all on the same page, and like the site actually looks pretty nice. But they sent an email out after this update happened. They said, Genesis reached out to Plaid to proactively make changes prior to our upgrade, but they were unable to make changes until our app was launched. Plaid is aware that our app launched and should be working to fix their software. We kindly ask that you reach out to Plaid using their help portal and ask them to make any necessary changes to their connectivity method. We apologize for this inconvenience and hope to have a resolution from Plaid in the near future. So they're basically like, hey, we hear all y'all having problems with Plaid. We told them ahead of time that we were making this change, and they told us tough cookies. We'll work on it when you actually publish your new site. And I guess they haven't really done that yet. Next is a targeted Discover It promotion. Earn 6% back extra on grocery Walmart purchases up to $1,000 in spend. I personally received the one for groceries, and I actually just forgot until now that I received this offer. I've been using my American Express Blue Cash Preferred card for that because I'm still working on the sign-up bonus. That sign-up bonus is for 6 months, so I'm kind of just letting that drag out and just naturally earn it with the 6% cashback rate. But once that runs out, I'll use my Discover It card. It's always nice to get these little incremental ones. Like I have the Chase Prime Visa one, and I have this one now. So nice. Next, a really interesting American Express offer. So American Express is doing a Pepper app offer. Spend $50, receive $15 in statement credits. So American Express is notoriously against purchasing gift cards, from what I know, but they're offering a American Express offer for Pepper, where if you spend $50, you get $15 in statement credit. That's a fantastic offer, obviously. If you have never done Pepper before, this is a great time to sign up. A lot of people are seeing this for all of their American Express cards, and you can use it for each card. If you don't already have Pepper, I'll put my Pepper referral code in the show notes. But this is great to stack with any offer that's going on, or just to get an easy, 15 divided by 50? An easy 30% back on some gift cards. Peppers come leaps and bounds from where they originally were. There's a way to track your pending points now. They do emails about it as well. I have been loving Pepper. I'm also reaching out to them to see if they want to have any part of being interviewed. I doubt I'll get a response, but I figured I'd send them an email and see what goes on. I'll let you know what happens there. Next, Capital One had their earnings call this past week, and some highlights that I thought were interesting was they acknowledged that the Discover merger won't come until early 2025. Again, this is all public from their earnings call. And a user, I listened to the earnings call, but I didn't take notes, but a user by the name of You Are the One for Me on our training shared a little highlight from a transcript from a question that someone asked. The question was, I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about the Venture X. It has been in the market for a couple of years now. Just how much has it grown? How material is it to the overall card business? What are you seeing in terms of performance in that portfolio that's encouraging you to invest more in it? Just any additional details would be great. Thank you. And I actually like the full response. I'm not going to read it because it's 5 paragraphs, but essentially the synopsis was, there's no specifics. They're happy with it. They call it the travel portal and lounges. And that it's something to brag they said, quote, something to brag to your friends about type of card, product loyalty, marketing benefits. And I fully agree. They really hit it out of the park with this card, and especially with younger audiences. I think people around my age, like the cutoff between Gen Z and millennial, they really like this card because it's easy, no frills, 2%. You get priority pass, you get their lounge access. The card looks flashy. The app's good. It's a one card for all kind of thing. They didn't really say anything else super interesting, but I thought that was cool to call out. Next, there is a Chase Ultimate Rewards points redemption bonus for Apple products for an additional 50% value. Chase released today a new redemption option for Ultimate Rewards points to get Apple merchandise through the portal with a bonus value of 50% more on the points. So if you're interested, the bonus breaks down as 50% boost for Sapphire Reserve, 25% for the Ink Preferred and Plus, as well as the Sapphire Preferred, 10% for the Freedoms and no fee Sapphire card, and Ink Cash and Unlimited is 10%. So if you were looking to cash out some Ultimate Rewards points and wanted some Apple products, not a bad time to do so. Next, Bank of America. Hold on, I put BOTA instead of BOFA. Bank of America Customized Cash Rewards Card removes real estate agents and managers as their cashback categories. It used to be considered in travel, apparently, but now it's been removed, which makes sense. But looking at this user, actually, they posted some updates since I wrote this link down. They removed it from the travel section, but as I know, and I've probably shared a bunch of times, the online shopping category is super broad. It's an exclusive category instead of an inclusive category. So they just tell you which MCCs don't count, and everything else does count. And it looks like for this person, they used to pay their rent with this card, and it previously used to go through for travel under real estate agents and managers, and that is being tracked for the online shopping, so they haven't really lost out on anything. The short end of it is, if you have a customized cash and you have any purchases purchased online, whether it's travel or not, just use online shopping because it'll get counted 99% of the time. Next, U.S. Bank announced that they have double cash back days on November 27th through November 29th. So they're sharing that you can get double cash back on offers within the card portal from November 27th to 29th. I don't really know what this portal looks like because I don't have access to a U.S. Bank card, but figured I'd share. Some people probably do. Update to the Fidelity 2% card. It adds a $100 TSA pre-check or global entry credit, as well as rental car insurance. Super interesting to see it's only $100 since TSA pre-check is now $120. Considering this feature was just added, it's weird to see that it's only $100. It is specifically in 10,000 rewards points for every 4 years when you apply for global entry at TSA pre-check. So it's nice to add. They also give secondary rental insurance and no foreign transaction fees, but that's been a thing for a while. So I think this is probably the best 2% card out there. There's also a $150 sign-up bonus for this. So if you need a 2% card, it's a great offer. Next, we have Robinhood as a 1% deposit bonus. It's been a thing for a while, but they recently announced that the effective end date is November 25th. So this is any deposits going into the account will get a 1% boost. You do have a 2-year holding period on those, but there is no limit. So if you have a bunch of money that you want to put in, they are giving, I think, 4.5% APY on your uninvested cash. You could also do whatever the hell, USFR I called out earlier, for a little bit extra and no state tax. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, so don't quote me on that, or not a tax advisor. But if you plan on parking cash for 2 years, even if you deposit and then you can go and invest it in something, you just need to deposit funds into the account, and it'll even show you in the app your boost. So that's nice. Next, we have a classic Groupon Costco membership coming with a $45 shop card. So if you like Costco, it works on either the $65 or the $130 tier. One thing to note, I don't know if Dr. Credit called this out. If you do the executive membership for $130 and you decide to cancel it, I think it's cancel it. you will get a refund, or if you get if you buy the executive and you don't get enough cash back, because you get, I think, 1% or 2% back on the executive membership for all Costco purchases. If you don't get enough of that cash back to make up the difference between the $65 and the $130 one, you'll get a refund if you ask Costco for it. Unsure if this Groupon payment qualifies for that. Since you bought it through Groupon, you got this boost. I don't know if you're able to do that, but I mean, I shop at Costco so much, it doesn't really matter. I would get it anyway. Next, just wanted to call out that my future debit card earned 10% back on MBTA, which is Massachusetts Public Transit, or Mass Bay Public Transit is what it's called. Don't know if this is for all transit. I didn't see anything in the app. It just says 5%, so I don't know why it's 10%. I know that they said that they're earning like double cash back, but I thought that was just for the base rewards until the end of October. Also, October's done. This is now November 3rd, but I figured I'd call that out. And it's not too interesting because I do have the American Express offer as well as the MasterCard benefit that runs until the end of next year. So I probably won't use this, but this works for like funding your transit card instead of making direct purchases at the gates. Next, American Express announces that they're doing a Formula One multi-year global partnership, which essentially increases American Express presence at F1 events from 50 to 20 globally, and additional on-site perks will be available in a bunch of races, including ones in Melbourne, Australia, Shanghai, China, was one in Texas. I think that's the only one I see in the U.S. So if you're a big F1 fan and you have an American Express card, check it out. Next is a targeted Apple Cash card to earn up to 5% cash back. This one's weird in that it's broken up into different spending buckets. So you'll earn 3% cash back once you hit $5,000 in spend. And this is valid on purchases from November 6th, 2024 until April 30th, 2025. And then spend after $10,000 is 4%, and spend after $15,000 is 5%. Bonus is not retroactive, Dr. Credit says, so you will start earning 3% once you've already spent $5,000. I mean, if you spend a whole bunch of money, it's not bad, but it's kind of a weird offer. They're looking to get some more spend, I guess, maybe with the Goldman Sachs issues. I didn't get this offer, but take a look. If you spend a lot, it could be worth it for you. Next, the American Express Platinum is doing a new sign-up bonus for 100,000 membership reward points plus 15x 15x membership reward points at restaurants for 6 months. This is specifically a Resi offer. I got in at 175,000 membership rewards points after spending, I think it was $6,000 in 3 months. So if you think you spend more at restaurants, this could be more lucrative. And that 15x is capped at $25,000 in spend for the first 6 months. So if we look at 15% of 25,000, your max could be not modulo, 15% times $375,000, which is definitely better. 375,000 membership rewards points, I think, is more accurate, times 25,000, and then divided by 0.01. Yeah, if you redeem a 1 cent per point, it'll be $375,000, $3,750. So if you spend a bunch of restaurants, that'll be better than the sign-up bonus, but otherwise not. All right, we're dwindling down here. Next, I have some data points for my Chase $900 bonus for signing up for the checking and savings account. So this was in my Churning for Dummies episode, which was episode Dummies? Episode 47. So this finally paid out. My data points are looking like I opened the account, both accounts, on July 22nd of 2024. Two things to note before we get into it. There's a 2-year lockout period, but that's just for earning another bonus. But that's from enrollment date, which is account open date. So it says, whenever it says coupon enrollment date, that's when you open the account. That's when you enrolled in the coupon. So I had an account that I received the bonus on and opened it on July 21st, 2024. So I was eligible for the bonus starting on July 22nd, and that's the date that I opened the account. So all you need is that one day, and you can open it the next day and be eligible. So my data points for the checking account, are opened it on the 22nd of July, made a $501 real direct deposit on the 26th, and then on the 30th, I received a $300 credit for, it says $300 for new checking credit posted to my account. For the savings account, I opened it on July 22nd as well, on August 16th, because you get a 30-day window to deposit those funds. I waited to as far away as I can for that 30 days, so it doesn't sit there earning no interest. I deposited $15,001 into the account, and then on October 29th, 2024, I received the $200 for the new savings bonus, as well as the $400 credit for both. Some of you might notice that from August 16th to October 29th, that's not 90 days, which is what the terms of the bonus says. But actually reading the terms and looking at a comment from someone on Dr. Credit, I think I have a comment somewhere. There's a source in Dr. Credit comments. They state, someone asked, I received my bonus before 90 days has elapsed from the date I deposited the $15,000 into the checking account or into the savings account. Is it okay to move the funds out? Gadget replied, who I've seen a lot in the comments. They said, yes, the holding period is not 90 days from the deposit, but it's 90 days from the coupon enrollment. Your deposit was due at day 30. You are free to do as you please after the 90 days from opening the account, which is what happened in my experience. I opened the account on the 22nd, and then 30 days from that would be, 22nd of July. 30 days from that, 90 days from that would be October 22nd, and then October 29th, which is 1 week from that date, is when my credit posted. So all around fantastic. I mean, getting $900 for one account is incredible. I love this bonus, definitely one of the easy ones, and it's still available. It's expended through January 22nd of this year. All right, a few left here. Next, we have an American Express Savings Targeted Bonus. It's for $350 for depositing $25,000 for 90 days. It looks like the 90 days is actually, let me see. Let me read the email because I have it somewhere. Yeah, the email specifically states, new account must be opened by November 15th, 2024. Funds must be deposited within the first 30 days of account opening and maintained for 60 days. So looking at what I currently have for my bonuses, my Chase one just ended, which was $15,000. So I just freed up $15,000 there. I currently am going for a city bonus, which is deposit $10,000 for 45 days and receive, I forget what the payout is for that, like $400. That I must hold until December 9th. So with this American Express bonus, you need to open the account by November 15th, but you have 30 days to meet the deposit minimum. So if I open the account on November 14th, I'm able to withdraw from Citi on December 9th. Then I have 5 days to get the funds from Citi to American Express and then hold it for 60 days in there. And then I get my $350 bonus. In addition, that account earns 4% interest. So using Cashback Cow's APY calculator, that works out to 12.38% effective APY for this bonus. I'll probably go for this. I'll try and do this jump of this 5-day period. So I'll keep y'all posted. Next, the New York federal regulations require easier refunds for canceling flights and other services. The highlights here are the airlines must automatically issue a refund for flights which were significantly delayed, which are defined as delayed for 3 hours for domestic or 6 hours for international. And this is obviously referring to when a customer declined not to take the long delayed flight. I'm not sure if the customer has to cancel the flight manually in order to be eligible. This is from Dr. Credit. The next bullet is a customer is entitled to a refund on any baggage fees they pay if the baggage delivery was significantly delayed, which is defined as 12 hours for domestic and 15 or 30 hours in international flights, depending on the flight distance. For the third point, a customer is entitled to a refund when they paid for Wi-Fi or another ancillary service and the service was not provided. Crazy these weren't regulations already. The EU laws are much stricter, but it's nice to get really anything. Next, DoorDash and Lyft partner for benefits and discounts. So DashPass members get 5% off on-demand Lyft rides and 10% off scheduled airport rides up to four per month. Also get 2 free priority pickup upgrades per month. Lyft users can get 3 months free of Dash Pass trial for new members. Sorry if you hear the beeping. There's someone backing up outside. Offer not valid for users that have not subscribed to Dash Pass for at least 6 months prior to linking the Dash Pass and Lyft accounts, so you can't just game it. Dash Pass members and Lyft riders who link their accounts by December 31st will receive 50% off up to 4 scheduled airport rides through the end of the year, $25 per ride, and 50% off 1 DoorDash order up to $10, valid until the end of the year. This is nice because a lot of people get free Dash Pass from Chase cards. This is another way to get another 3 months. Dr. Credit says, long term, I can hopefully benefit a bit from priority pickup on Lyft rides. In theory, I'll also save 5 to 10% off with this new offer. In practice, we've heard speculation that similar benefits that the algorithms just increase the price and then discount them. It's difficult to know whether this is any real savings or not, but hopefully it's worth something. I've definitely experienced that, especially people have also reported that like having gift cards in your account also increase your fees. I know in my area, Lyft is unbelievably cheaper than Uber. So I'm actually have way too many Uber gift cards and I need more Lyft gift cards. So if anyone has good deals on Lyft gift cards, let me know. But I probably won't be using this as I don't have these benefits. I think I do have Dash Pass, but I think it's on a trial, so I don't think that works. Next, the PayPal debit card is offering 5% on tech categories this month, probably because Black Friday is coming up, but they don't define what a tech category is. So it's kind of a huge drawback and why I would never use the card for this. I just use it for pharmacies because I know CVS works for it. And I shop there enough to where I just use my PayPal card. It is annoying that you have to pay from your PayPal balance and you can't like pull from an external source, but I keep like a few hundred in there and call it a day. Next, an update on my OpenCare reward. So OpenCare is like this new platform where you can book dentists. I went in, I booked a dentist. I used the sign-up bonus, which was $150. I asked for a Visa gift card. I went to the dentist. The dentist was fine. It was a new dentist. I got a cleaning, no x-rays, and the little thing where they like count numbers out. If you ever done that, my old dentist never did that. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, when you go to the dentist and calling numbers out on your gums, I would get a new dentist because I think that is an important thing for your dentist to do at least once. For the OpenCare reward, I submitted the receipt to OpenCare. They sent me a text saying, hey, submit it here. I asked my dentist for an itemized receipt. Even though I had nothing to pay, they still gave me one. And I received the gift card the next day. I still haven't used it yet. I should have gotten a Amazon gift card because Visa gift cards are just hard to use. I'm going to try and put it in PayPal and do like some split payments with it because it's $150. But if that offer's still going around, I would suggest it. I did get asked by someone at the dentist's office. They were like, excuse me, like I'm the manager of this office. I saw you used OpenCare. Like you're the first person that's used it. How did you like it? Which first off, that makes so much sense. I'd be shocked if people are really using the service. They also gave me some details. They said that they're a Canadian company and they're trying to branch out to the East Coast, and it's for mainly in the Boston area and the DC area. I told him that I liked the service. I told him that I got a gift card for doing it. He was like, oh, I didn't know they were doing that. But I said it was great. It was easy to sign up with. All right, last few offers here because my voice is starting to disappear on me. There is a rumor shared on Reddit by user DNet4 who's sharing that a YouTuber by the name of Stan the Credit Frog has a rumor that the U.S. Bank Altitude Reserve card will be discontinued within the week as part of the Smartly card launch. I don't know if I fully believe this. I don't know what kind of source Stan the Credit Frog is. Looking at their YouTube channel, they have how many subscribers? 15,000 subscribers? Maybe not. I mean, it's possible. Let me see what they posted in their like community on YouTube. Let me see what they said. Yeah, nothing really interesting that they shared there. Just that this happened once in 2020 and then it came back, and that they don't know how reliable their source is. So just keep an eye on it. Take it with a grain of salt. Second to last item, I guess penultimate, the Amazon Prime Synchrony card sent me an email, and I didn't think about covering this, but then Dr. Credit covered it, so I was like, sure, I'll post about it. They're offering $5 when you pay at Whole Foods with your QR code at checkout using your Amazon Prime Synchrony card. This wasn't possible before, and they just added it as a possibility, so they're trying to promote it and get you to use it. I just used it this weekend. Let me see if I actually got that Synchrony Amazon login. I used it. I'm curious to see if the $5 is already showing. I bought like a bottle of jam for like $6, just so I met the minimum. Let's see. How activity hasn't posted yet. I am seeing a $5.50 purchase on my card, but I'm not seeing the $5 credit yet. So hopefully it pops up. And if you have it, why not? It's free $5. And then finally, Discover's back at it again with offering cardholders 0% APR for 12 months when asked. So if you go into the app and just chat with them and say, hey, are there any offers for my card for APY? They say, do you want one for new purchases? You say yes. And then they normally would offer you a 12-month promo for 0% APR. I didn't realize I already have that as an offer until like March, because I did this back earlier this year in March. So I'm not eligible for this, but if you don't have one currently, check it out. It's always nice to get a 0% loan. Just be sure to pay it back. All right, that's it for me. I hope you liked this episode. I hope you liked the last episode too. Maybe Pepper will get back to me and want to sign up and want to do an interview. I doubt it, but I'll reach out. Why not? As always, thanks for listening. Thanks for supporting. Enjoy your Thanksgiving if I don't have an episode out by then. And as always, have a good one. Thanks, y'all.